works among the street children in one of the large cities in our country.
Ajni asong ni gesa dalka pa sungzen mao deke sorok ramo doy pa bisar na kam kapang ni rupeng saksa
He
rongachen.
served so sacrificially among them.
Wan tago na men unkang sange ndak pa bisar na kam kaha.
I asked him the first time, like, how did he end up serving the street children?
Arang ako singa mai dake na ara iya deke sorok rama ramo den logo pa bisa nukri jam ki bisar na dangdeke na
He was in a
kapang.
very secure job in an organization.
Wa unas khangde deke gesa namen namdo pa kam ko man ko bongachen.
And the Lord called him
Arunen kusi sol ko kamha.
and told him, you need to go to this city
Aru na nakaba gisip uyatani ko na sungjen mo na yang na nga.
and you need to serve the poorest of the poor.
Aru na kangal rang ni gisip ko kangal batsrang ko parang na tangdik yang na
He
nga.
and his wife and 2 children, they moved from South India and they came to this large city in central India.
Wa aru ni cekaparo sakani dedrang rang antarani wa biaponi ya Central India na riba na nga.
He was there and he did not know exactly how to start his work.
Unona riba hindi ba mai kam kagen wa wijayen.
And one day, as he was in a railway station, he saw little children who were living on the railway platforms.
Aru ke salsa wa rail station na ibon uno adita bisarang wa rail station no jangki thamprang ko
These are homeless children and they were just sleeping on the platforms.
wa mara nokri jangki bisarang aru non rail platform mo station no tuing acham
And the Lord poured out His love into his heart towards these little children.
aru isol ya bisarang kon isol wa mana khasa china kada isol uni khasa ni ko uni khathong ulta paha.
The next day, he came into the same railway station and he sat on a chair in the station and he was observing these children.
Salgapano wapsan biapana rail station na ibemung ya bisarang kuwa ni acham.
Suddenly, a little small finger tapped on his shoulder.
Unon bakan chongpa jaksirang uni pakri ko doktap tapaha.
And he heard a little voice calling him, Sir.
Aru namen chongpa kurang ko skigpa nekama hokna.
He turned around and he saw a little boy somewhere around 10 years old who was standing near him.
Unon wa anplenion uni jungle chipak belsi chkeng mangni mia bisa chadingi dongya kon kaha.
His clothing was rags and he was covered with dirt.
Uni ben bimang gemek meci taka arwa bara suri kita takapa bara kanca wani
And he
acham.
said, Sir, do you have 1 rupee? I want to have for chai. You have 1 rupee, I want to drink chai.
Unon wa angna charang na kata kong samungon pabuni biyaha.
No, it was many years ago when you get chai for 1 rupee, right?
Wara ruta sumay rang skawani mong gongsa chiba chamanen kisrana.
So he took the little boy because he didn't want to give the money and he bought some chai and some snacks for him.
Unon wa bisa na tangka ko do nata chandi ko bisa ko mangin bani una cha ko aro adita chanyang ko rayon
The next day the Lord prompted him to go there again.
Salke pano ba iso uni gisko wano na riyang nas kataya
He
ha.
sat in the same chair.
Wa apsan chokyo na sungai dongthai ha.
After some time he felt the tap of the little figure
Aro adi dan jamano aro bathai uni pakri uni jakshi chonga pa jakrang dokta.
and the voice called out and said, Sir.
Aro kurang nakataya ski ba.
He turned and the same little boy was there.
Wa da anplain yorang wapsan mia bisan no dongthai ha.
And now along with him another 20 little children were all around him.
Dawde un baksa sakol grek mang riba ha.
He began to build a relation and began to see how he can help them.
Wa wam baksa nage nangrem mani kamram aro mai taki am baksa nang mei bakram nam nage nukuwa sandi ha.
Remember, he has a family and whatever money he had was slowly swindling away and finally he had very little money.
Waruni uktangna ji tangka paisa wamago dongpa chem kasni bo bonang haru jamano tangka paisa dongam ruk kang chem.
So he said, Lord, I don't have much to buy snacks for this little boy. I will go to the market, buy some flour and make some roti and aloo sabji and let me go and give it to these children.
Arwa chachango banga yanko breona dongjan di banga bazar ne aimeng anga deke atarangko bremeng ruti rangko thari omana onggen.
So he made 40 rotis, put 2 in each packet, so he got 20 packets and he walked to the station the next day.
Aron deke wa dake supreme ruti rangko kopen chanya ko thari wa train station na ranga ha.
And they all sat near the platform.
Aro gumakan wa rail platform wa asung to ka.
And to his surprise that day, exactly 20 children had come.
Wa salo wa gistra ha sakol grek bisarang tik tak riba ha.
So he distributed the food to all the 20 children.
Ani man wa sakurut bisarang na wa rang man chani aku suala.
And they were all eagerly opening the packets and eating quickly.
Arwa onggen chani angko khade prangku kulin mo tarak tarak
And
chani.
suddenly the little boy noticed that this man, he was not eating because they had only 20 packets and all were gone.
Aru unang ya bisa naka ya ongpa me apadi chajainya mana tik tak san chani rong ya chem.
So the little boy said, "Uncle, are you not eating? You must eat some. You need to eat." And so he took a little bit from his roti and he brought it to this man.
Unang wa kana mama nade chajainya ma ne mung bani wa antang mo chani ko phen bani na bonti sa ko rabay na.
When this friend of mine shared this story, he had tears running down his cheeks.
Jen salo angni rupeng ya obos takong na kan betengo uni mekron rango mekci uni mekaro mekci so
So I knew that he was telling the truth. That happened several years ago.
uni gaman besis ni nas kang je ongani ku agani kakek ko ane yang wiha.
When the little boy brought with so much love that little piece of roti near him.
Jen salwa mia bisa ya chonggepa chani baksring gaman rutiko unar abayon kasani genang sar abayon na.
He said as he got closer and closer, a stench, a dirty smell was emanating from the body of the little boy because he had not had bath for several days.
Jen salo ya mia bisa wa chani uni sambauna abaya chem badita wa sipang bakre ka uni beni bisa prang sing aku wa manaha mana ruta somerang nan wa bisa
His body was covered with dirt, and in all his fingernails he could see the dirt that was inside.
Uni barang benang mechia uni jaksklang ba na men mechia chem mechimchi tak masong macam.
To make matters worse, the little boy who had a running nose, and like any little boy would do, he was wiping the nose with the hand that held the roti, and he was coming to him.
Aru ko mechi batat na ba na men mechi batat tanera wa bisa niki gung jotko roknya chem aru ko bisa ndak ko jakchin ini paka benang wapsan jakchin chani ko raben ya chem.
And then with great love, he stretched his hand and said, "Uncle, take, eat."
Ande ba wa chani ko belongen kasani kenang sa mama chabu ne ya chem.
And my friend said that I could not eat.
Angni repe agana anga chana manjaso.
The smell was so bad.
Ndak ple singa
I knew I could not eat.
anga chana manja.
I looked at the hand of the little boy covered in dirt.
Wa mia bisin jakrong na men mechiya
I knew I could not eat.
anga chana manja.
But I knew if I don't eat, the little boy will be disappointed.
Ani ba nga wiya anga ko cha jao de ya mia bisa kha begano.
So he thought, let me close my eyes, quickly grab that and put it in my mouth and swallow it.
Uni mga chancha anga mukchip pemeng tharaki bini jakona imeng anga usko donate chagen.
So he grabbed that little piece of roti, he closed his eyes and he quickly put it in his mouth.
Uni man wa ja ruti ko tharaki rain bani mukram bumchimen ko tharaki khusko donata.
But as he closed his eyes,
Ani ba wa atani mukram ko mukchipon
he saw a vision.
wa nakani ko nakska.
He didn't see the dirty hands of the little boy.
Wa bisani machigpa jakrang budi wa nakska jaha.
But he saw this blood-stained hands of Jesus Christ.
Andi ba wa Jishuni ancheripa jak ko sa nakska.
And he heard the voice of Jesus tell him,
Arwa Jishuni kurang ndani akan kunaha.
"Have I not embraced you in all your sinfulness, in all your sinful dirt?"
Nang kodyanga nangi papari kon mechi tak kau nang gepakjama.
Then why do you refuse to embrace the little boy?
Andi den ara maina ia mia bisa ko gepak na nara jichakinga.
If I have embraced you, why are you not embracing him?
Anga nang ko gepak kau de nara maina ko gepak skajenga.
And that day, that man broke down right there and he began to weep.
Aru wasalo wamande amen katong biata ko manharo grap
And
nang
he
siya.
said that was the turning point of his life.
Aru abanaha yan uni janggitani ko deng tangataha.
When you see the blood-stained hands of the Passover lamb, that is Jesus Christ.
Jan saloncheng wa watsanel sot kepa jak ancher kepa Jisuni jakon ka.
My dear brothers and sisters, 2,000 years ago, he stretched his hands wide upon the cross and he allowed himself to be crucified.
Ang ni kasar jungada noa birang bersajal geni mangnaskang wan thang ni jakna ko bawange antang ko chisolo dakhap na gataw na ha.
He stretched his hand wide enough to embrace the whole world.
Wan thang ni jakna ko bawange onan agsak mer ko kapak ha.
And if there are anybody here today who have never come to Jesus Christ, today is your time and you can come to Him. Doesn't matter how dirt we are sinfully, but He will embrace us.
Dalo soba yan longama Jesu Kristo na antang on ku gijak ba na ji dakeba mechi china mechi dakabongo ba Jesu na ko kapaken.
And then He's calling you and me to go and embrace the world.
Arwa nage nangkwarong ko abel sako na riange
Would you
nage
say,
nang ko
Jesus,
kapakyan niya.
today I'm offering myself to go and serve in this world for your sake and your kingdom's sake.
Akan ge nanga dalo antang ko nangna aro nangni songnok na yaksak na dangdekyon na.
Would that be your commitment and a prayer?
Dalo yan nangni onkangani aro biyan onggen ma.
Many of you young people, Jesus has embraced you.
Yano dongba banga chadamberang Jesu nang ko kapak ha.
Would you go out and serve sacrificially a needy world?
Na dalo onkang sangi agsak na dangdekyon na riyong katken ma.
And today could be a time when we can make an offering to our God.
Dalang wa sumayong gen jensana basin bani antago isol na
Would you
magyen.
say, yes, Lord, here am I.
Nakakangin ma we gatel yakayanga.
Would you take my life and use it for your purposes?
Nangi janggi tani ko rain bani nangni maksungani rang na nang ko jakagin
Will
ma.
that be your prayer and commitment?
Yan nangni bian yaron kangni onggen ma.
Consecrate yourselves.
Na antang ko onkang bo rongtanat po.
Because tomorrow He's going to do amazing things in and through you.
May na kanalo nang ko jakalen dalarang ko dakna singa.
No matter who you are,
Na jibong china.
would you surrender your life to Jesus today?
Na dalo antang janggi temo Jesu na onkanggen ma.
Let's close our eyes and pray.
Hansin hansini mukron ako mukchip na rubina.
Let's be in an attitude of prayer.
Hansin bian yo dongna.
The Spirit of God